Welcome to our Facebook page. My name is Simone Runyon. I am the founder and CEO of Taxi by Simone. We have been serving the Fort Wayne, Indiana area since 2016. We're smoker, baby, and pet friendly. And yes, we will pick up and drop off anywhere in the United States and Canada. I do have a passport, so we'll take you up to Canada if you want. I have done that once in the past. I took a truck driver who was injured up to Mississauga, Ontario. The furthest south I've been so far has been Dalton, Georgia, but we're willing to pick up and drop off anywhere for a price. And speaking of prices, our local prices are as follows. Local runs are $3.50 to get in the cab, $2.50 a mile, and there is an $8 minimum. Some people don't understand the $8 minimum concept. It's really a very simple concept. It's just like when you go drinking at a bar. Some bars have a cover charge or they have a 2-drink minimum. We're a similar thing. If I take you across the street and the meter comes to $4.75 or $5.50 or $6.75 or something like that, you will owe me $8, okay? That's our minimum. Late at night or early in the morning in those wee hours, I do ask for $10 up front, okay? If your fare, and let me explain why. This is to kind of make up for if we have a runner. We don't have many runners, but occasionally it does happen. You are on camera when you get in the cab. I have a dash cam that will videotape both the outside, and there's a little corner that videotapes the inside as well. And I will call the police. But if you get past all of those things, taking the $10 up front at least will recoup my gas money, and it's better than nothing. If your fare only comes to the $8 minimum, obviously I owe you $2 back. If your fare comes to $9, I owe you $1 back. If it comes to $10, then we're even. If it comes to $11, you owe me $1 back, and so on, and so on, and so on. It's really not hard, but I think late at night, early in the morning, people are tired or trashed or something, and they don't always understand either the minimum fare or the $10 upfront charge that we do during those wee hours. Speaking of wee hours, we do run 24 hours a day. At least we try. I'm not perfect. Sometimes we miss a call or two or fall asleep. I've slept through the phone ringing before. But I have a daytime guy named Dennis. He holds up the day shift, and lately I have been holding up the night shift, although I may be hiring somebody for nights and just going back to sitting at the airport. We do serve the Fort Wayne International Airport and all the airports here, Smithfield and the little airport next to the Fort Wayne International Airport that I can never remember the name of, but it's a much smaller airport. So let's see, what else can I tell you? People ask me what my fragrances are that I wear sometimes. I get complimented on my perfume. There's a perfume that came out in 1948, and it's called L'air du temps, and that's a French expression. And most people can't pronounce it, so most people call it Nina Ricci. Nina Ricci is actually the designer of the fragrance, but it comes in a yellow box. It's called L'air du temps, which translates to Zeitgeist, which is a German word, and that means something like spirit of the times. So it came out in 48 after World War II, and it has the doves on top of the bottle, and that's supposed to represent peace, obviously, right, because doves. And just people getting back to their normal lives after the war. So spirit of the times, L'air du temps. It's a floral, before making this video, I kind of read about it a little bit. They call it a floral spice. I don't smell the spice in it. I smell floral for sure. It's the carnation base, but it also said it had some spice in it, which I don't really smell, but carnation and jasmine and some sandalwood, I guess, is a little bit of it. But that's my #1 favorite, always will be. I love it. And then lately I've been wearing Clinique Happy as well. From time to time I'll wear this. And then sometimes I wear Sand and Sable as well. I haven't worn that in a while, but that's kind of a favorite of mine too. I sold makeup and perfume for a few years for Estee Lauder at the mall. We're talking, it's almost 20 years ago now. It's hard to believe. We don't even have an Ellis Ayres here in Glenbrook, their big mall, Glenbrook, anymore. It's a Macy's or something, but so that's those are my signature scents. And let's see, what else can I tell you? Oh, I changed my hair color a lot. Maybe you recognize me more as this girl here with the flaming red Little Mermaid hair, we called it. In fact, when I went to get it done, I was debating as to what hair color I wanted sitting there at the hairdresser, and the hairdresser said, I can make you look like the Little Mermaid. And we were just approaching summer at the time. I said, yeah, go for it. It'll be neat to sit by the pool looking like Little Mermaid. So you may recognize me as that. Actually, this is a mouse pad made by Vistaprint, who makes all of my promotional things, at least they have so far. And love it. My business cards look like this too. I have this photo on all my business cards, and people seem to like that. They think it looks like a painting. I agree. But yeah, I was a redhead of one kind or another, not always flaming red like that, but a redhead for 25 years, something like that, maybe longer. And decided it was time for a change, so I went blonde for a while. But the chlorine in the pool this summer kept making the blonde lighter and lighter and brassier, and it was hard to keep up the way it needed to be. So I'm kind of brown now. This is closer to my natural color than I think it's been in 30 years about. This is my natural color up here, these roots you can see. So it's pretty close to my natural color. Yeah, I'm just going through kind of a phase in my life. I'm 42. I guess I'm going through a midlife crisis. I think it's actually my second midlife crisis. I think I had an early midlife crisis in my 30s, but yeah, I'm going through a second one where I just can't settle on one hair color or something. I don't know. Lastly, I know that I'm fat. I know that I'm a fat white woman, as a customer pointed out to our company a couple days ago. She wasn't even talking to me. She was talking to my daytime guy, Dennis, and they got into it. He thought she was pranking him because she kept calling and not saying anything. I guess her phone was just on the fritz, but they got into a little verbal altercation, and she thought she was talking to me over text. And she called Dennis a fat white, not a woman, something else beginning with B. But I'll leave you to guess what she said. Have I always been fat? No, I haven't always been fat, but I've been fat a lot in my life. Like much more often fat than not fat. Here's me as a kid, in case anyone wondered. I'm probably about 2 years old there. It's around Christmas time. That's Santa Claus in the mirror back there behind me. Oh, there goes my phone. I think I just got a text or something. Here's me around probably the same age, maybe a little younger it looks like, in Springfield, Massachusetts, in front of the big boy, in front of Azar's big boy there with my mother, Sharon Runyon. She passed away in 2013. And I did have a half-sister too, my father's daughter, Marilyn. She passed away of pancreatic cancer many years ago. So that's a little bit about my childhood and my background. And over the years, I've been different weights. I'm 5'9". I actually got down to 163 at one point. It was probably the hardest thing I've ever done. And seriously doubt I'll ever get back down to that again. This is me selling gas grills for Home and Hearth. That's a store in Fort Wayne that doesn't exist anymore. It was in Fort Wayne. I was selling gas grills up at the Coliseum at the Home and Garden Show one spring. I weighed about 177 in that picture. And here's me a couple of years later at the mall at Glenbrook. I weighed about 180 here. I thought I was fat. People made fun of me at 180 because in high school I weighed 180 and people thought I was fat. I wasn't really fat though. I wasn't stick thin, but I wasn't fat. Hey, listen, if you're just a little bit fat, appreciate what you have. Don't look at yourself years later, back at pictures and think, I wasn't fat, you know? What was I thinking? Appreciate what you have. Be thankful that, you know, just be thankful for what you've got. This is me, started to balloon up, still at the mall, a couple years later, 193 there. Still not too bad though. Still not too bad. I weigh a lot more than that now. A lot more, okay? And I realize I have a problem. I'm not part of the body positive movement. I don't agree with the lifestyle that I've been living. I have no excuse for what has happened here. I don't know what to tell you. I've been to doctors and nutritionists and endocrinologists, and we've run blood tests because I was certain I had a rare medical condition causing my obesity since I've gained such a tremendous amount. But I don't. I just have lifestyle issues. My doctors recommend cutting the carbs and also going on a plant-based diet. So I don't know, please keep me in your prayers. Our God is a God of miracles, and maybe one day I'll be able to turn this around. I don't know. But thank you again for joining me. I wanted to talk about some personal things today. I had made a video a few weeks ago that was, I kept it all just professional, all about my company, and I didn't really get any not any, but I didn't really get many views or many likes, and I thought, well, hey, as long as I'm not getting many views anyway, you know what, I might as well just talk about whatever I want to talk about, and maybe you'll see more of these kinds of videos in the future where I just ramble on about personal things, and then also kind of in the middle of that talk about my company a little bit too. But we do look forward to seeing you in a taxi, and I think I'm gonna say bye for now, Fort Wayne. This is Simone Runyon with Taxi by Simone. Bye for now.